Hello, my friend. Welcome to the Consciouspreneur Journal. Hope you are doing well. I am doing awesome today because today is a beautiful day here in sunny Vancouver, and I am just feeling inspired. I'm feeling inspired to talk about today's topic, and it is something that is fundamental to Voice of the Entrepreneur and the reason I started Voice of the Entrepreneur and the reason why it exists. A few weeks ago, as some of you may already know, we had an event called Food, which was people having open and organic discussion. And the theme of the event was around answering this one very simple but powerful question. And that was, what would you say if the whole world was listening? And in that event, I chose to talk about voices. Voices that are not just the ones that are heard or spoken, voices that come in the form of the work that we do, the passion that we want to pursue, the things that we want to create in this world. Those are also a type of voice that comes from within. But the truth is that I realize as I do more and more of this work is that many people, in fact, I would say the majority of people, silence their voice because they are afraid that their voice may get lost, or their voice is not worthy of being heard, or their voice feels too small in a world that has gone too big, and there is distraction and noise everywhere. So why would one want to listen to my voice? And as entrepreneurs, I think we have this responsibility to not only share our voice, but also to encourage other entrepreneurs to do the same. Because there is power in voice. There is power in the way that we choose to show up and be heard and to share our voice with the world. When we choose to stand up and speak up and do the things that we feel passionate about, we give permission to others to do the same. And we inspire others to follow suit and to create a life that they would want to live as well. But a lot of us feel that we are not worthy to put ourselves in front of the world and to speak our real voice, our true voice. And to me, that is a sad proposition because I hear it all the time with the entrepreneurs that I bring in on the show, the people that I work with, entrepreneurs that are just starting out. Every single one of them seem to have this incredible passion for the work that they wish they were doing. But so few of them take the chance and take the courageous step to move in the direction of making those dreams a reality. And that's really what I mean by your voice matters. When you make the choice to move in the direction of your dreams, you are making the choice to make your voice matter. Even though you may not believe it when you're going for it, and it does not matter if you're going to fail in creating the things that you believe you should be creating, the things that you are passionate about, the things that really matter to you. Because in that moment, when you take that step to move forward, you are saying that I am not going to sit down and not speak with the voice that I have within me. Now that is a really important thing. And whenever I encounter fear, when it comes to speaking my voice, I remind myself of the stories of the entrepreneurs before me. I mean, just think about it. Think of a world where the great entrepreneurs that we know of decided that they were not going to speak their voice, or they were not going to pursue what they really believed is their pursuit or is their calling. What would the world look like if Steve Jobs did not decide to start the Apple company? What would the world look like? You would probably, you're probably listening to this podcast on your smartphone and you're able to take this device anywhere you go and listen and pretty much be connected to the world at any time. That would not exist. And there's a special story of an entrepreneur that you may know of or you may not, but that story really speaks to how one person chooses not to give up, not to quit, and not to let go of the voice that's within them. And I want to share that story with you today. A man that grew up in a very poor family, in a country that did not have tremendous opportunities, sometimes the way that we enjoy here in this country. The man came from humble beginnings and had very little in terms of money, but quickly realized that an education is what was going to take him further. So he decided to pursue an education, and even in the pursuit of his education, he encountered problems and he encountered failures. In taking his local university exam, he failed twice. After that, once he was finally able to graduate, he was rejected from dozens of jobs that he applied to. And I think one of them even included a fast food restaurant that had just come into town. This man did not give up, but he knew that he had an entrepreneurial voice in him that he had to pursue. He started his first company, a first internet company, that failed. He started his second internet company, that failed. Then he started his third internet company, which also failed. But then this man, not giving up on his dreams of having a company which was built on the internet, started another company and worked hard on that company to make it a real success. But there were so many problems that existed even with this fourth venture that eventually became a success, but started with tremendous amounts of failures that kept plaguing the company right from the beginning. From getting the right people to work with him, to a lack of customers, to people not seeing a value in the offering. So many things that just did not go their way. They kept going with this company, trying to make it something for years before it finally broke through. And it broke through in a way that made global impact. This company is called Alibaba. And the founder of the company that you guys may already know is Jack Ma. His story is inspirational, not because he is a billionaire or that he owns a company that's one of the largest in China. Of course, those are real achievements that make him who he is, but the simplicity of his humble beginnings, of where he came from, and the fact that this man did not allow failure to define him. He did not allow rejection to define him. He kept going, one after another, every time facing and encountering a problem that shook him to the core, but he kept going because he believed that his voice mattered. And he believed that the work that he was doing was worthy enough to keep trying despite of the failures that he encountered. I mean, when you think back and you look at his story, when he first started out, nobody could have expected for him and his company, Alibaba, to reach at a level of success and the size that it has reached today. Nobody would have anticipated that. And most likely Jack Ma himself wasn't anticipating the kind of meteorical rise of the company. But that is really because he decided that he was not going to give up on his dream of creating a company that was going to provide value and that was going to change lives in his local community that now today became international and has literally the answer of Amazon from China. This is a powerful story. And that is exactly why I believe, as an entrepreneur myself, that all voices matter. No matter where you come from, no matter who you are, no matter what type of education you have, no matter what your background is, your voice matters. Because the ones that choose to speak, the ones that choose to take action and move forward in the direction of their dreams, create something that changes the world around them. There's nothing more inspirational than that. I mean, countless entrepreneurs before us have showed that when you are willing to put yourself out there, that there is going to be difficulty, that there's going to be strife. But on the other side of that difficulty lies something extremely beautiful. And that is worth pursuing. And that is worth all the agony, all the anxiety, all the pain that entrepreneurs can feel when they're going through creating and developing their business, their idea. I mean, it becomes your baby that you really want to see succeed, and you're willing to do whatever it takes to take it there. But it takes the courage. It takes that first step to go in the direction of starting on the path of your dreams. And let this not be a cliche, because there's a lot of noise out there that talks about pursuing your dreams and pursuing your passion. Pursuing your passion and creating a business out of it is probably one of the most difficult things that you can do in your life. And that is a reality that every entrepreneur must face when they're starting out. There is a glamour around being an entrepreneur. There's a glamour around having a company that is successful. But to make it successful, it takes tremendous amount of work, hard work. It takes courage. It takes motivation. It takes going against the odds. It takes a lot. But despite of the fact that there's so much stacked against people who start businesses, it is a journey worthwhile. And we know that it's worthwhile because we look at these experiences, we look at these stories around the world, and we can say and we can tell that this is what makes the entire journey possible. When you can reach the pinnacle and look back and say, I climbed this mountain. I overcame the difficulties of this journey. I overcame my own psychological limitations of not being able to pursue something and not having the belief that I could create what I have created. That is the feeling that you get when you get to the top and look back. And when you do get to the top, it is our responsibility as entrepreneurs to take the hands of others that are going through that journey themselves. And that's really why I believe your voice matters. So if you are in a position, you find yourself today sitting in a place where you have an idea, and you have a business that you want to pursue. You have a passion for it. You love the idea of helping others. You love the idea of creating something that is going to provide value to others. Then let me say, my friend, that your voice matters. It matters because it is only you that can take the idea that you have in your mind to fruition the way that only you can. And you will never know how much your voice is going to reverberate until you speak up and take the first step to pursue what you're passionate about, what you're dreaming about. If you find yourself in a job that does not inspire you, that does not fulfill you, it does not make you feel alive with the work that you're doing. If you find yourself craving freedom, you find yourself craving meaning, you find yourself craving purpose, all this can be accomplished by speaking your voice. And the entrepreneurial journey is a fascinating one because initially it feels like going down this path is suicide. A lot of entrepreneurs feel that going down this path is the worst decision that they have made. But it is only when things start to materialize in a way that we don't expect that we realize that this is one of the best things that we have done for our lives. So again, my friend, I think when we choose not to embody the voice within, it's almost like we're taking away a gift that the world could have because we chose to do that. At this event that I was just talking about a few minutes ago, there was a letter to be written. The letter was a simple answer to what you would say if the whole world was listening. And I want to end this conversation by reading the letter that I wrote for that event, because I think that it really summarizes everything that I just spoke about in a way that only written words can explain. So here we go. If I could speak as if the whole world was listening, I would speak as though I was speaking to just one person. And I would say that your voice matters, that the whole world is hungry for your voice. And by voice, I do not mean only that which is spoken, but also that which finds expression through your being, your craft, your vocation. And as you choose to speak or be, you give permission to others to do the same. There is power in a single voice, no doubt, but together our voices have the strength to shift our collective consciousness. Because alone my voice will echo, but together our voices will reverberate. Let not the voice of fear and failure drown the voice of curiosity and triumph. Let your voice be heard, because every single voice that chooses to be heard gives rise to countless others that want to do the same. As we take in hand the torch given to us by our predecessors, let's leave behind a world in which our children need not fear raising their voice. Despite the constant noise that has become exemplary of our times, let's not leave behind a legacy of a generation that went silent. And that is why your voice matters. My friend, I hope you enjoyed this episode. Until next time, have a great one. If you enjoyed this podcast, my friend, then you should definitely check out a 3-day video series that I've put together on the website that shows you how you can turn your passion into a business. It is a proven method that I have used in my business and several entrepreneurs that I have worked with to take them from where they are today, possibly in a job that they don't enjoy, to being in a place that they really do love and have a business and a lifestyle that they want. So my friend, visit our website at voebeheard.com and check out the video series. Hope to see you there.